I will be honest. I was thinking really hard what to say about Lisen Island here, and I couldn't really come up with anything besides a few cliches like it's mind-blowingly beautiful and stuff like that. So you know what? I will just show you. Told you it's mind-blowing, right? Good morning, my name is Boris and welcome to my channel High on Low Tide. You might need some more convincing about why you should visit Lisen Island. So in this video I will give you 5 reasons to do that. Number 1 reason why you should visit Lisen Island is because it's beautiful. And alright, I know it is the biggest cliche, like visit this place because it's beautiful. I know it sounds kind of silly, but you know what? Let me tell you this. Lisen Island honestly is one of the most beautiful places I've seen in Vietnam, and that tells a lot because Vietnam has loads of pretty places. Lisen is a tiny island. Alright, not that tiny, but still, it is pretty small. Lisen is a flat island with 3 volcanic mountains. There is one huge volcanic crater with a lake inside and great viewpoints from the top. Volcanoes are pretty rare in Vietnam, by the way. The contrast of the flat island and the green volcano is pretty cool looking, especially with the water. The color of the sea is probably the prettiest blue I've seen in Vietnam. I have to mention, and you've probably noticed too, the green and white square-shaped fields on the island. Lisen is famous, at least locally, for its garlic production, and those are garlic fields. The island is full of them and they are just as pretty as the rice fields elsewhere. Also, I must mention that next to Lisen there is an even smaller island called Dao Be, which literally translates to small island. And Dao Be is basically a circular shaped island with a sandy beach that goes around almost the whole island. Lisen has one awesome beach. More about that in the next point, but the nicest beaches are in Dao Be Island. Reason number 2 why you should visit Lisen Island, and from now on Dao Be Island as well, it's included because they are next to each other. So it's not only beautiful, but it's super unique too. It almost doesn't feel like Vietnam actually. First of all, because of the volcano, but also Lisen feels like an atoll. There is a reef around the island, and inside that reef the water is just gorgeous. It is the most beautiful water I've ever seen in Vietnam. There is a very unique beach with a cave on it. It is just under the cliffs of the volcanic crater. When I was there, the waves were quite big on this beach, but it should be fine from like April and May, so it isn't always like that. Even if you don't go into the water, walking next to these huge cliffs is really cool. Behind one cliff there is a waterfall too. You can have a better look from the top of the cliffs though. There is a road that goes up the mountain and there are some viewpoints on the top. So altogether, Lisen kinda doesn't feel like Vietnam. It has a totally different vibe. It adds to this feeling that the island is very laid back. There are only a few cars. There's some construction here and there, but the population is only about 20,000, which is a pretty small number in Vietnam. There's only little development in terms of tourism infrastructure. Most accommodation options are simple guest houses, for example. There are no upscale resorts. There's only one place that's a little more expensive, and it has a swimming pool too, but not that fancy, I think. I didn't really check it out though. Reason number 3, Lisen Island is a very affordable travel destination. Everything is cheap. Which is kind of strange considering that Lisen is a small island, so a lot of stuff must be shipped here. Maybe because of the lack of big-scale tourism, or I don't know, but the prices are very wallet-friendly. For example, the return speedboat ticket was 340,000 dong from Saki port. It's gonna make sense later on, which is about $15 US, and the boat was really nice. More on that later. paid 260,000 dong, 11 US dollars for a simple but clean double room in a guest house. I rented a scooter for 3 days for 20 US dollars in total, and restaurants are very cheap too. For this plate of seafood fried rice, I paid $1.5. Seafood restaurants can be as pricey as elsewhere in Vietnam, but other restaurants or street food is super cheap. Once you are on the island, there aren't many things you can spend your money on. There are no entrance tickets, for example. So you should go on a boat trip to Dao Bae Island. That can be around like $10 if you join a group, or maybe around $60-70 for the whole boat if you want to go on a private tour. That could be great for 3 or 4 people, and you can leave and go as you please. A trip here is super affordable. Reason number 4. Getting to Lisan Island is not that hard. It's actually pretty easy. It takes a little more effort than going to Hoi An, for example, but it's really not that hard. I make a separate video about all the important details to help you better prepare for your trip, so I won't go into too many details here, but I tell you this. There are now boats departing from Da Nang City. The journey takes more than 2 hours. The tickets cost between 25 and 50 US dollars one way, depending whether it's a weekday or a weekend. By the way, don't go on the weekend because it can get crowded, but during the weekdays you should be fine. So this makes Lisan Island more accessible than ever. There are boats that depart from Saki Port from the mainland, and there is an airport called Chu Lai, about 50 kilometers away from the port. It is a small airport with flight only to and from Hanoi and Ho Chi Minh City. If you book your speedboat ticket in advance, the company can arrange transportation from the airport. Saki Port is not very far from Hoi An. It's about 2 hours by car, but with the new speedboat from Da Nang, it is really not necessary to go through Saki Port if you are in Da Nang already. So getting there is not difficult at all, it just takes some time. I flew from Hanoi to Chu Lai Airport. My flight took off at 9 o'clock in the morning, and I was on Lisan Island just after 12 o'clock in the afternoon. Believe it or not, this place was pretty much empty when I was there. It is not a very touristy island, which is just crazy considering how unique and beautiful it is. The new speedboat from Da Nang might change this, but I think if you manage to come on a weekday, it should be fine. Reason number 5. Lisan Island is pretty small, so it's worth coming here even if you have, let's say, only 2 days or just a limited time. Coming here just for 1 day might not be enjoyable, but 2 days would be okay. 3 would be the perfect amount of time to see everything without rushing everywhere. I already mentioned how laid back the island is. Here, I'd like to emphasize that the roads on the island are good. It is easy to go around on a motorbike or even a bicycle, I guess. Although going up the mountain might be a little difficult. There are some sites on the island, both natural and man-made. More about these in the coming videos, but the distances are small. I hope you see how awesome Lisan Island is. If you do, don't forget to subscribe to my channel so you get notified about the coming videos, because that's right, there are more videos coming about Lisan Island. It is honestly a mind-blowing and beautiful place, so don't miss them. Thank you for checking out this video. Have an awesome day and see you in the next one.